Alright guys, we're back. Sorry it took so long. I was giving Crystal the Cliff Notes version of this story that I was trying to tell her. And I said, thank God that was the Cliff Notes version, because the real story would have really taken forever. Anyway, so we're just starting out. I don't have a leash, so we have to do all things. Working on my recall. I'm going to be ready to take a step back. Gracie! Oh, look at her go. Going to reward right away. You guys see where all this stuff that we did at the house is coming in real handy. It's going to have the most practical application. There's kind of squirrels and everything over there, Allison. So Dave, as we now call her, could go over there and try to get one of the squirrels. So, you know, if you haven't practiced calling them when they're moving away like that and adding your nick and doing things like that, it's not going to work. It is not going to work. See this little dog over here. Gracie? Not only does she turn, and I know that was your greatest fear, Allison, about having the dog that wouldn't come to you. So not only does she turn, but she comes quickly. All right, we'll just put her off to the side. Gracie? All right, look, that little dog's chasing the squirrel up the tree over there. But what I did right there, Allison, I was on 40, but I added my nick. All right, get where you can get that dog in the shot, too. Behind all the trees, though. She likes to chase the squirrels. Oh, she's a feisty little thing. Yeah. Gracie! Gracie! Oh, she's a killer, that one. See what happened though, Allison? Her default behavior was actually just to lay down right there. When she did start to go again, I did add my nick again. I got her right back. So what I want you guys at home to remember, the nick is not a shock. If it was a shock, that would not be the reaction the dog had. But you have got to learn yourself when to add the nick. Instead of just saying, well, I don't want to have to do that or whatever. I added it there and I added it there, and I probably won't have to add it again unless another distraction comes along. But anyway, there's squirrels all over the place here. It's like a squirrel factory at this place. I had that little Yorkie here, Dusty, and I had him over there. He saw a squirrel on this tree over here, and that little dog took off running. And I had barely used the nick on that dog before, and I have to say in that context, I mean, that little dog went about 4 feet in the air. Let me chase a squirrel again. She's hell bent on getting a drink out of that pond, so I'm just going to let her. I was just getting ready to say I was going to add my pager, but muscle memory brought the dog around. All right, let's just work over here on this little trail. Oh, nice out. All right, she's on the hunt for squirrels or something. Look, the squirrel's right there. Look. Gracie! Gracie! Good girl. I hope you got that, Crystal. The squirrel was right on the other side of the tree. She didn't see it at first. and what I did, I went tap, tap, tap on my nick is what I did right there. You know, and you know, from your perspective here, you know, it seems like an eternity that you're, you know, getting the dog away, but it's probably only a second or two. But because she was kind of at an impasse, who makes the first move, me or the squirrel? Anyway, so now, because I don't have a leash with me, because, well, Crystal's like looking at me like, don't blame me. That's tomorrow, because after I watch Hell's Kitchen, then I start mimicking Chef Ramsay and I start yelling at Crystal. And she's like, oh, God. Because on Thursdays I tell her, oh, Hell's Kitchen's on tonight. She's like, yeah, good. Alright, she still sees the squirrel over there. Get the little zoom in on the squirrel over there, Crystal. Oh, he's over there eating his little acorn. Isn't he precious? Oh, he's eating his little acorn. Precious little creature. We don't like them going after anything. There are people in Florida that do things like, get the squirrel, get the squirrel. Well, I can assure you that comes back to bite you in the butt. Gracie. So remember, if you're going to start healing from just being loose like that, you've got to add your turn away. Heel, down. You are a wonder, wonder, wonder. And I gave her a whole handful of treats right there. I want to seem more interesting than the little squirrel. Gracie, did my pager. Good. 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 I'm going to go past the squirrel. I'm going to alter my steps slightly. Down. Wonderful. Good. Good. You've got to quit moving around so much. I forgot to tell you that. You either have to quit moving around so much or you have to learn to steady that camera. This is Crystal's when she's moving around. This is the shot. She's like, oh no, it's starting already. She hasn't even watched the show yet. Here come these people back with this dog. Gracie. Good. All right, I'm going to pull with my pager. Gracie, heel. So you see how I use the name? I use the name down. And that's what I want you guys at home to do. Even though I was doing the off-leash healing, it wasn't really the recall. It all falls under the umbrella of the recall. If they start to go away from you, that's pretty much anybody's knee-jerk response. Right, there comes a little dog again. He must have gone the other way. Oh, they're probably going around that way. Good. Good. But you guys at home, especially if you're training them, you need to practice. On your collar, it's going to be like this and this. On mine, it's like this and this. I actually like this and this better. But they got to move the buttons around there, Dogtra. You need to practice being able, I don't want to have to go, when there's a squirrel. As we like to say around here, we don't have time for that. We got time for this. This. Gracie, that's my favorite saying around there. We don't have time for that. Down. More updates soon.